Hi everyone and welcome to the video. If you have ever watched a fighter jet cockpit in action, whether in movies, documentaries or games, you have probably seen a glowing screen or emblem symbology floating in front of the pilot's face. That's a HUD, a heads-up display. But it's not just some cool tech. It's a life-saving interface, the kind that keeps the pilot alive in most extreme environment on Earth. So, what exactly is a HUD and why is it essential in modern combat aviation? And how did we go from simple glass reflectors to helmets that let the pilot see through their own aircraft? In this video, we will unpack the evolution, technology, combat advantage, and the exciting futures of HUD from old school bomb sight to AI-driven, brain-controlled 360 war helmets. Let's dive in. What is a HUD? HUD stands for Heads-Up Display. At its core, it's a transparent screen or lens that display the key information like speed, altitude, heading, weapon status, and targeting data right in the pilot's line of sight. The key idea: don't make the pilot look down. In a fighter jet traveling at Mach 1.7, even looking away for a split second could mean missing a target, or worse, or crashing into a terrain or losing situation awareness. That is why HUD was born, to keep the pilot's head up and eyes forward with everything they need to fly and fight always in view. And it's not static either. HUDs are dynamic, intelligent systems that change what's shown based on the mission, air to air, air to ground, or navigation. Let's go back in time. The very first concept of HUD came in World War II, where the gun sights like Mark 8 reflector sights were born and used in fighter planes like Spitfire and Mustang. These were basic but not revolutionary. They allowed pilots to aim without aligning iron sights, improving accuracy in aerial combat. By the 1950s, the British Blackburn Buccaneer introduced an early HUD like bomb sight system to assist with low-level and high-speed bombing. But things really kicked off into gears in 1970s with the birth of first true digital HUD. Aircraft like F-4 Phantom II, F-16 Fighter Falcon, Mirage 2000 began to feature HUD that could display altitude, targeting, speed, heading, and even radar log infos all in digital format. In the Gulf War, HUDs were critical. Pilot could line up bomb drops, lock onto targets, even threats, all without looking down once. This marked a massive leap in aviation. The HUD became the pilot's primary visual interface. Let's break down to the types of HUDs used today because not all the HUDs are created equally. The first one is conventional glass HUDs. These are the most what people think of. A projector displayed data on a combiner glass typically placed just in front of pilot's line of sight. These are used in F-16, FA-18, Rafale, and some of the pros are proven reliable day and night capabilities, real-time targeting, and flight data. The second one was holographic HUDs. These uses a holographic optical element which improves brightness, contrast, stability, and especially in changing light condition. The examples are the Eurofighter Typhoon and the Graphic E uses these to deliver crisp visual even under direct sunlight or snow and water. The third one is wide-angle HUDs. These offer a large field of view, allowing more data to be displayed across the lens. They're great for multi-role missions where the pilots need to both air-to-air and ground-to-air awareness. They also support overlaying sensor fusion data, showing multiple radar and infrared sources at once. These are especially valuable in newer gen multi-role fighters like F-15EX Eagle II, Dassault Rafale F-4. Now, let's talk about the real game changer, the helmet mounted display or HMDs. What if you could take all the data on the HUD and just stick directly to the fighter's visor? That's exactly what HMDs do. The projector symbology, targeting info, and even the sensor data, whatever the pilots look, light, reft, even straight down throughout the jet, it tracks the head movement, allowing it instant weapon queuing, off bore sight targeting, eye tracked missile lock. One of the earliest example was the Russian Su-27 Faulkner, which used a primitive HMDs paired with the R-73 arc missiles. Western response: the JHMC Joint Helmet Mounted Queuing System introduced in the F-15, F-16 and FA-18. But then it came the F-35 HMDs, the most advanced in the world. The F-35 Lightning II doesn't even have a traditional HMD. Everything goes through the HMDs, the helmet mounted display system. Here's what wild about it. The pilot sees a 360-degree fused image in a battleship. Distributed aperture system, the DAS sensors around the aircraft stitch together a full surrounding view. The pilot sees through the floor of the jet. Built-in night vision, thermal imaging, and air overflows. It's not just a helmet, it's a weapon system. Each helmet is 3D scanned to the individual's pilot's skull. Weight about 2.3 kgs. Cost around $400,000 to $500,000. But what it delivers is priceless. Total awareness in any direction, day or night. Okay, let's compare HUDs and HMDs more directly. One of the features is field of view. In traditional HUD, it is fixed, more frontal, and in HMDs, it's more dynamic and follows the head of the movement of the pilot. In night vision, the HUDs use external goggles, and in case of HMDs, it uses built-in night visions. In case of weapon aiming, in HUDs, it points the jet, whereas in case of HMDs, you just need to look and aim. When it comes to visibility, it's 30-degree forward, but in the case of the HUDs, but when it comes of HMDs, it's fully 360-degree. When there is like integration, it's like have a separate system in HUDs, but in case of HMDs, there are many sensors which are fusions inside it. In a modern dogfight, HMDs allow pilots to lock target of bore sights, engage enemies without turning the jet, cue weapon with just a glance. This is especially critical in a close quarter combat where the reaction time is measured in milliseconds. Let's look at the real-time combat examples where HUDs and HMDs make a difference. In a dogfight, in an air-to-air combat, situational awareness is everything. HMDs let the pilot to keep the eyes on threat while tracking missiles, flares, and enemies' maneuvers. Example, in F-16, using JHMCS to lock the enemy's aircraft just by turning their head, firing aim 9x slide wings off angle. Next one is ground attack. During the airstrike missiles, HUDs provide real-time dive angle, release cues for bombs, targeting pod data loaders. This enables precision bombing even at night or in poor visibility. Where there is carrier landing, HUDs guide F-18 and F-35 pilots during the complex deck landing, showing glide scope, angle of attack, alignment cues, all while landing on a moving ship at sea. HUDs and HMDs aren't just tools, they are survival skills. They reduce cognitive load like less mental maths, reaction time, faster targeting, Distraction, like no need to check the cues. They help the pilots manage extreme G force, identify threats instantly, and make decisions under pressure, often while being fired upon. The better the HUD, the safer the pilot, and the more effective the mission. So, what's next? Here are the technology in development that could define the next generation of HUDs. First one is fully augmented reality cockpit. The entire cockpit canopy become a smart display controlled by voice, gesture, and eye movement. Second, we can have AI integration. The AI co-pilot can interpret threats and suggest the action in real time, which HUDs becoming more dynamic and intelligent teammate. Third, we have like brain communication computer interface BCI. Experiments are already underway where the pilot's thoughts control targeting system and drone swarms. Swarm control interface. One pilot controlling the team of AI drones via HUD overplay, managing coordinate air battle from a single cockpit. The last one we have is mixed reality training. The HUDs used in training sims that overlay the compact mission on real strikes, making a live training more realistic and cost effective. Now, as incredible as all this sounds, the full AR cockpit, AI copilot, and brain controlled drone, we also need to look at the flip side. Every cutting edge technology comes with a real world challenges. Let's talk about a few. Information overload. As the HUDs get more advanced, the amount of information being displayed also increases. This can become a serious issue. Pilots are already juggling radar data, weapon system, communication, navigation, and threat tracking, and now we are adding a AR overlay, swarm control interface, and an AI solution on that. If the system isn't designed perfectly, it risks overwhelming the pilots rather than helping them. In combat, even half a second of a negativity can delay and be deadly. That's why the future HUDs need to be intelligently filtered, showing only the right information at the right time. The second we have human limitation and neurofatigue. Helmet mounted display like those in the F-35 are revolutionary, but they are also physically and mentally taxing. Wearing a $500,000 helmet with integrated night vision, infrared sensor, and AI overlay can cause strain, even fatigue and nausea, especially during the high G or extended missiles. As we move down the brain computer interfaces, scientists are already discovering neurofatigue that comes from a long term use of brain link tech. It's a new front layer of pilot endurance. The future isn't about better tech, it's also about understanding human biology and how to integrate the two effectively. Third one is system reliability and failure. A conventional HUD is a reliable symbol of optical system. If it's fail, a pilot can still fall back an analog instrument and rather training. But when you are depending on a fully digital AR helmet or a brain-linked HUD, what happens if the system crashes or glitches? Imagine you are flying at March 1 in a bad condition at night and your AI system freezes, or worse, it feels like incorrect targeting data. That's not just inconvenient, that's not good. That's why the redundancy and the manual override system will still be crucial even if the most advanced cockpit of the future. So let's wrap it all up. From mechanical reflectors in World War II to today's fully immersive fighter helmet, HUD technologies have evolved into something much more than a screen. It's a bridge between a human instinct and machine precision, a tool that's not just about data, but survival, performance, and dominance in the air. As a comeback before more complex with hypersonic threats, AI adversary, and electronic warfares, the HUD will remain a critical interface between a pilot and a battleship. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tech and aviation content, and comment below what features do you want to see in a next gen fighter cockpit. See you next time. As always, fly safe.